Welcome to the Nurses Breakroom. It's not a place we get to visit very often in real life, but you're always welcome to come and recharge here. And while you're at it, head to selfcareisn'tselfish.com and grab your free copy of my book, Self-Care Isn't Selfish, The Compassionate Nurse's Step-by-Step Guide to Personalized Stress Relief. It's packed with simple, effective strategies to help you prioritize your needs without guilt so you can feel energized, focused, and ready to take on the day. Grab yours at selfcareisn'tselfish.com. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Nurses Breakroom with Jenny Lytle, RN. This week we are going to get down to the nitty-gritty and really focus on the big question, and that's what do I need most right now? Last week we talked about being stuck and what that can feel like and ways to get unstuck. And so if you haven't checked that out, be sure to tune in. But sometimes when we're feeling stuck or when we're feeling overwhelmed, the simplest, quickest, easiest thing that we can do is to just pause and ask ourselves one question. What do I need most right now? And this is a question that I use myself and that I use with my clients. And it's so powerful, but it can seem deceptively simple. And just prior to this recording, I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this because I was feeling a bit overwhelmed. I've got a lot of things going right now, and I'm wanting to go to the lake for a little bit and just be able to cool off and relax. It's Sunday right now, and tomorrow I start orientation for a new position, or actually a repeated position. And so I know that my week is going to look very different than it normally looks. So I really want this time to just be able to relax and focus on nothing but relaxation. But like you probably do, I have a lot of other things that I could be doing instead. And I've spent a lot of time this morning and this weekend doing some relaxing, but also getting through some of those things so that I would be prepared to have some time to enjoy at the lake. But when I was like, okay, you know what? I still feel like I've got all these things to do in preparation for my week, and I don't want that to be all stressed out. And so I thought I'm going to try this with myself again, even though I know it works because I use it pretty frequently. But I stopped. I sat down, closed my eyes, and thought, what do I need most right now? And to be quite transparent, I asked myself that about 10 times in a row. And before I could even get to the what do I need, my brain was already popping in with things. You need this, and you need this, and you need this. And I don't know about you, but that's the way my brain works a lot of the time. There's a lot of noise going on in it. And I just kept asking myself that question. And then when I realized that I wasn't really getting anywhere, that it was still that me interrupting myself in my mind with that, I stood up and I closed my eyes and I just started to sway a little bit and move some. And I've talked about the fact that when we move, that can really help when we move our body, it can help to get things unstuck in us. And it's something that you just have to try and see how it works for you. But it's amazing the way that our bodies and our minds, they're very connected. And so I began to sway and just let things bubble up for me a bit. And then I slowed my breathing down and I practiced the quick coherence technique, which if you haven't heard me talk about that, it's a heart math technique that is very simple. You can use it to just get your breathing and your heart rate into better coherence. And so you're just taking slow, deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. You're just breathing a little bit slower, a little more deeply than you normally would. And as you do that and you get into that natural rhythm, then you begin to focus your breathing into the area around your heart. And while you do that, you're thinking of and re-experiencing a feeling of something regenerative, something pleasant, something that you enjoy. And that can be a particular memory. It can be a place or a pet, but it's something that as you experience that, you just begin to feel that sense of peace. And as I did that, then what came up for me was what I need most right now is to record the podcast, get it edited so that I can work on my social media posts and my emails on the way to the lake so that I have those ready to go for the week, so that I'm able to enjoy my time at the lake and also not be stressed out during the week because I have the things ready that I need to have ready. Now, that's not the only thing that I needed to have done, but earlier I got the house straightened up. I got the laundry done. I made sure that my clothes are ready for tomorrow and that I have everything ready to go for tomorrow so that I can get up and shower and head to work without feeling like, okay, I've got all these other things that I need to take care of before that. But this was the thing that felt like, okay, maybe I shouldn't go to the lake because I still have these other things to do. But working through that question, what do I need most right now? It was twofold. What I need is to get this podcast done and get everything set up. And what I also need is that time to relax, enjoy myself, and get more mentally and emotionally ready for the week ahead. So I hope this is helpful, and I'd love to hear how you work through those times when you're thinking, okay, I've got so much to do and I just don't know where to start right now. And you just get that kind of paralyzed feeling or that overwhelmed feeling. And so you can hit reply if you're listening to this on Buzzsprout and drop me a line, or feel free to email me at jennylytle@jennylytle.com. I would love to hear from you. I check all of my emails and I respond to everyone. Thank you so much. Until next time, remember, self-care isn't selfish. It's essential if we want to continue to care for others and live our best lives. See you next week. Disclaimer. Although I am a registered nurse, the medical and health information contained in this podcast is provided for general information and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional advice. Therefore, before taking any actions based upon such information, I encourage you to consult with appropriate professionals. I do not provide any specific medical or health advice, and the use of or reliance on any information contained in this podcast is solely at your own risk.